Wah, wah, wah. Subscribe. Have you guys ever seen 1940s Batman? I'm not talking Adam West. That's the 60s. That's a little further on. I'm talking the 1943 Batman, essentially movie, but it's a 1943 15-chapter serial from Columbia Pictures. The first ever live-action depiction of Batman, starring Lewis Wilson as the Caped Crusader. This Batman I partook in. Oh, listen to the cat eat. Yeah. This Batman I partook in for no particular reason other than I wanted to see the first ever live action depiction of Batman. I thought, this would be pretty interesting. I've always loved movies. Black and white movies are never particularly my thing, although I took a lot of film classes. I minored in film in college, but I wanted to see it. Classic Batman. And I saw it. What I did not keep in mind was that 1943 Batman would be extremely dated, because it is extremely dated. It's a very conflicting feeling I have towards this movie, because one, it's pretty of the times. It's very anti-Japanese because of the likes of the World War and what have you, but it's also very Batman because it has Bruce Wayne as his alter ego. He plays up the playboy aspect. You have Dick Grayson. You have Alfred, which, fun fact, this Alfred is the reason, that Alfred is the way he is, because this Alfred is depicted as skinny. This Alfred is not predicted. Did I say predicted earlier? This Alfred is projected and portrayed as this British fella. This Alfred is the blueprint for what Alfred becomes. This is also the first depiction of the Batcave, but it's also dated because Batman is a U.S. government employee. He worked for the government. I don't know. This is 3.5 hours of this, and for every good thing, it's also really dated. So it's a lot of 1940s style writing. It's really hard. This is it's a piece of history in a lot of ways, but you have to see it to believe it, is essentially the entirety of this review. Because man, it was both a chore to watch and really interesting to watch, because it can be so boring. So boring. But the writing is fine outside of the anti-Japanese propaganda. Like, the Batman aspects of this is still very Batman. They even do the grappling hook stuff. 1940s grappling hook is just kind of a hook at the end of a rope that he threw onto a wire. It is just such a painful watch in a lot of ways. Very, very painful. Very, very boring. But it is Batman. And I'm a big comic book fan. So I had to see it to believe it. Now I've seen it. I believe it. I don't know what else to tell you, folks. Whoever bothers to click on this. This exists. And apparently it was really popular. There's better Batman movies out there. I love Bane in The Dark Knight Rises.
Men have languished under the name of this man, Harvey Dent, who has been held up to you as the shining example of justice.
We're just gonna keep moving.